Obviously, the Plutarch deleted scene edit had me go and watch the movies again. And yes, I know we're coming up on Haymitch's games, but this rewatch reminded me of a parallel between Katniss and Snow that's always driven me crazy. Because to me, Songbirds and Snakes is less about how similar Katniss and Lucy Gray are. Because for Coriolanus Snow, he knew what it felt like to be starving, scared, surrounded by the survivalism of humanity. But he had a taste and access to a higher, different life. Because at their base, their trauma between Katniss and Snow shapes them kind of similarly, but it's the environment that they lived in that made them who they were. Katniss never felt the greed, the keeping up with the Jetsons that Snow did by living in the capital. Because when it came down to it, what he was willing to risk in order to make sure he came out on top versus what she was willing to risk to do what was right. So in that same sense, Gale in this analogy kind of becomes what it looks like to be somebody that turns out similar to Snow with the same environment that Katniss had. All of this just becomes like a wonderful like social experiment of how upbringing and environment affects who you are, especially when you look at districts being treated differently versus how those district participants act within the games. So to me, Lucy Gray was always kind of that like mental bridge between Snow and Katniss, in the way of like Snow being forced to realize, damn, I really had the opportunity to change this, to stop this, to be someone different, to choose different, and I chose to be the capital. I chose to continue down this path. I could have been a different person. Like, yeah, his laugh in the end is his own past came to bite him in the ass, but the reason for showing us Snow's or Lucy Gray's core to quell is that he had the opportunity to change it, and he chose what he chose to continue it, and we had to see everything that happened in order to actually dismantle it. Because again, it's Haymitch's games next, but to me, those are less about a chance to actually tear down the system and more about, hey audience, you need to peel open your eyes more. Like, as insane as this last book was, I think it's to prep us for what's coming next, and I hope we get all the way back to the very, very, very first Hunger Games. Oh, but also, if I'm gonna bring Gale into this, I should bring Tigris into this, and Tigris being on Snow's side and still turning out similarly morally to Katniss. There you go. Yeah, that's just been rattling around in my head. Nothing more than that. Follow me for all your Hunger Games shit. It's gonna be a really great fucking year. Love you guys. Thanks for watching.